In 2004, President Bush struck a deal with President Fox of Mexico that could jeopardize your Social Security. That deal would allow illegal aliens granted amnesty to claim credit for time they worked here illegally. We might not even have known details of this deal if it weren't for our guest tonight. Shannon Benton is Executive Director of the TRIA Senior Citizens League. Shannon, good to have you here.
Thank you, Lou. It's good to be here.
And the TRIA is the Retired Enlisted Association, and you had to file a Freedom of Information to get this.
We did. About 3.5 years ago, we filed a Freedom of Information Act request through regular channels. When documents were not forthcoming, we did go forward and file a lawsuit against the Social Security Administration and the U.S. State Department to gain access to these documents.
And the basic plan is to give, after 1.5 years, full benefits, Social Security benefits to illegal aliens.
Yes, 18 months, whereas U.S. citizens normally have to work 4 quarters, 40 quarters, or 10 years.
And let's go to another part of this issue. I mean, every citizen has to be outraged at this because particularly, as the General Accountability Office points out, they don't even know. First of all, no one has an exact count on the number of illegal alien Mexican nationals are in this country at all, so they can't make an intelligent estimate on the cost, can they?
No, they can't make an intelligent estimate on the cost, and they also asked the Social Security actuaries to reissue a report with what would be better estimates, and to the best of our knowledge, that report has not been forthcoming.
How do you respond to the charge that this administration will allow individuals who've broken U.S. law to enjoy the benefits of Social Security like this?
Well, we don't want to speculate on what the thoughts were behind the totalization agreement in the first place. What we are hoping is that legislation will be passed that will force all totalization agreements to go before Congress, and that they have to be approved, not simply rejected. And
there are actually 2 proposals to do exactly that. This thing becomes law, if correct?
Yes.
All they have to do, unless Senator Ensign.
Senator Ensign recently introduced a bill that would require these bills be approved before Congress.
And in the House?
And in the House, it was Congressman Cuban.
We just want to give them credit. The idea that these son of a guns, I mean, the temerity of this thing, trying to sneak this by. What do you think of a government, an administration, that would try to sneak this through and resist the public's right to know on this agreement?
Well, it frustrated us, and it frustrated us to the point where we did have to file a lawsuit just to get access to the documents.
Shannon, I want to say to you that you're a much nicer person than me, because it does more than frustrate me. It is outrageous that citizens would have to file Freedom of Information to get this kind of information about the conduct of their government. And I think it's absolutely, utterly, and completely, in my opinion, to be absolutely clear, it's utterly despicable. And I thank you for your courage and your persistence, and for getting this information for the benefit of all of us.
Well, thank you, Lou.
Thank you very much. Shannon Benton. Still ahead here, the results of tonight's poll. More of your thoughts. Please stay with us.
At T. Rowe Price, successful investing is about balancing risk and reward intelligently. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, 70% of our mutual funds beat the Lipper average, finding the right opportunity.
Hello to you, Miles. Well, a U.S. Air Force Special Operations AC-130 gunship has conducted an airstrike inside Somalia against an al-Qaeda training camp. U.S. intelligence and African intelligence services eye on al-Qaeda.
Shooting, and perhaps some al-Qaeda big shots in Somalia.
That's right, Steve. It's described by U.S. officials as a very fluid situation. U.S. sources and Somali officials say there are a number of dead after a U.S. Special Ops airstrike in East Africa, and there are efforts underway to see if some wanted al-Qaeda guys were taken.